Hi chat, it is I, CraftyTip1, and Drag X Drive came out today, and so did the reviews, and it's not looking that great. In this video, I thought it'd be fun to do a more simpler kind of video talking about the game, because I haven't even done that on this channel. I do have a lot of thoughts regarding it though, especially, my thoughts after playing the playtest, as well as how I think this is actually supposed to be an NSO game. But we'll get right into that right now. Before I hop into my overall thoughts, I'm doing a $70 eShop gift card giveaway. All you gotta do is comment on this video and make sure you are subscribed. In the description down below is gonna be a comment sheet outlining all the comments for entry, as well as additional rules and regulations. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I wish you the best of luck. At the time of recording, Drag X Drive, or Drag and Drive, however you want to pronounce it, came out 30 minutes ago. And of course, the reviewers and previewers have already gotten it early and announced their reviews. And it's not looking that great. Drag X Drive from Nintendo Life got a 7 out of 10. IGN got a 6 out of 10. And Good Vibes Gaming gave it a 5.5. 2 of those 3 reviewers are Nintendo channels primarily, so it's kind of crazy. They're kind of giving like mediocre scores. And honestly, Metacritic reflects that as well, being a 62 based off of 52 critic reviews. Most of them giving it a 60 or a 50. So it is honestly just an average game, which is kind of to be expected to be a $20 experience, which one can argue this isn't even that. A lot of the reviewers are saying how the gameplay loop is very simple and how there is depth to the mechanics, but there isn't really a lot of reason to use them. Which, honestly, I tend to agree. I have yet to play the full version of the game, but I'm pretty sure it isn't any different than the playtest or the Global Jam. And honestly, my thoughts on the Global Jam, I think this game probably would have sold better if it didn't have the Global Jam, because I think a lot of people tried it and then realized they didn't want to buy it. Instead of selling people on the game, it may have actively deterred a lot of the people that may have bought it just to give it a shot. Personally, I'm still gonna buy it. I do want to play it a little bit on stream. I didn't even play the Global Jam on stream. So yeah, will be streaming tomorrow, this Friday. So be sure you're subscribed to get notified when I go live. But there seems to be a lack of depth when it comes to overall gameplay besides the controls. I think, the 3 characters, basically heavy, light, and medium, just don't really have a lot of variety, as well as just customization as a whole. And this is something that we saw even in the reveal of the game. It looks to be very, how do you want to call it, bland. A lot of people are, for some reason, comparing this to ARMS, and the only way I could see that is a similarity to unique control styles. ARM had the punch, while this has the roller wheels. But ARMS was a $60 game. This is a $20 one. And honestly, my running theory is I think this was supposed to be a Nintendo Switch Online exclusive game. The way the whole lobby system works, the way everything else works in the game just makes it feels like an NSO style game. Because a part of me thinks that why have 12 players in a lobby when you're only going to have like 6 in a match? And a part of me thinks like, oh, it's for the communication, the hangout kind of action that you have when in a lobby. If you guys don't know, before matches start, you're kind of in like a park and you guys could do some cool little mini games or challenges with the other people standing there, similar to like a Splatoon lobby. And this is clearly using Nintendo Switch Online's new servers. Like, am I crazy in saying that? Because I don't think any other game supported more than 8 players in an online session. So this is clearly using Nintendo's NSO kind of style thing. And that is another thing to think about when talking about price, because NSO is $20 at the cheapest. You kind of have to have an online subscription to even play this game. So this game is at minimum $40. And do I think it's worth 40? No. Do I think it's worth 20? I have no idea. And it's a shame because, the way that this plays is actually really fun. I think the way the game controls and the level of mastery that one can have is actually super intriguing, but it just does not hit. And I think all of this could have been alleviated if it was an NSO exclusive app. Think about it. It gets launched around this time still, but as NSO exclusive. So basically you have to have either NSO expansion or just any sort of Nintendo Switch Online subscription to get access to this game. And it doesn't have the issues of, there needs to be an active player base just for the game to survive, because it's always free with NSO. And it's been a while since it released, when the last one being F-Zero 99. But I honestly think we're going to be getting an NSO exclusive game pretty soon, something to do with Mario's 40th anniversary. But if you think about it, like, I think this would be amazing to be a Switch 2 NSO exclusive app. And I can't like shake this out of my head because legitimately it's kind of perfect. But honestly, enough about that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But again, you could load up the app, and it puts you into a park, and then boom. I do think this game is lacking a lot when it comes to the whole $20 price tag. At least 2 other parks in rotation. Parks being like the world that you hang out in would have been, I think, the bare minimum. Because like any sort of variety in the matches, I think would be to this game's strength. And also a ranked mode. I think like I'm surprised there isn't a ranked mode to begin with, because right now you're playing games to play games. You get cosmetics. That's really about it. But I think after you win like 10 games, you unlock all the kind of cosmetics. I might be wrong on that, but really I think a ranked mode would have gone a long way. And, a lot of people are arguing like, oh, this game's probably going to get updates, making it a longer life, it could get, new maps. And, I'm happy if that is the case, but also the majority of your players are going to come at launch. And if you don't have a solid game to begin at launch, people aren't going to even come back to enjoy, the new stuff, even if it is a better game afterward. I think Nintendo might learn from that here. I think they also delayed a title because I think we all are kind of agreeing that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond got delayed. Donkey Kong Bonanza took a spot for another game because something's going wrong with their whole development teams, that maybe they just made this game and what would have been an NSO exclusive game into an actual one. This just doesn't have the Nintendo sort of design that I'm expected of them. Like when I think of ARMS, that screams Nintendo. When I think of this game, I have no idea. And it's weird to say that if this was free, it would have that Nintendo charm, but it's definitely just like a value proposition when it comes to reviews. I think all these reviews probably would have been at least an 8 or higher if this game was free or with NSO subscription. Because again, if you think about it, this game is technically $40. I think if you were to tell everyone that, no. But I think the fact that it being digital only, as well as, primarily an online game, it doesn't even have a single player mode. Hypothetically, if you don't even have online, this game is kind of a waste. I wish Nintendo, released this for free. And I'm going to say this again, and I apologize. That's what probably this video is going to be titled. I don't know what Nintendo's goal was with this game, whether it to encourage people to like use mouse controls or, to get developers interested in it. I think Nintendo has some sort of ulterior motive when it comes to this game. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a game later in Nintendo Switch 2's life, and we're going to say, or Dragon Shred walked so this game could run. And yeah, we'll just have to see for the future. But yeah, again, I'll be live this Friday streaming it, probably like 5 to 6 hours of it. So yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're planning to pick up the game and if you think my speculation is correct. Thank you so much, Evan and Jesus, for being the first ever channel members, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.